Bullseye, how's it going, man? I don't know if I can say that today. You were here yesterday, but hey, how's it going? Sorry, bear with me. I'm putting on music. Chris, how's it going, man? $23. What? Why? Nah, Max, how's it going, man? I say as we were in VC like 2 hours ago. Oh, fair enough. Change title. Hey, what's title? Oh, is it still yesterday's? Fuck, where did we end off yesterday? 56, yep. To 562, I think Chris said. If that's wrong, I'll change it later, it's fine. Sadly, I was unable to catch up to the last few VODs. Still reading book 1 of volume 1. I've been averaging like a chapter a day. Jesus Christ. We're going to 562. I think that's what I put in the title. I think. If it's wrong, someone will let me know. All good. Porch. New word today. I'm not going to keep this. I'm going to go back to penis tomorrow. Harsh, how's it going, man? It's correct. Oh, thank you. No. O-R. Kami, how's it going, man? Oh shit! Oh wow, okay, that's so good. What the fuck? Holy shit! Okay, good day today? Hey, good to hear, Kami. Good to hear, buddy. Wordland 4? Nice. Porch was a good guess today. Lucky. Penis would have been a really bad one. P-E-N-I. Fucking would have been grays across the board. Whew, got lucky. Grok, is that true? You don't like penis? No, Kami, just a one-off. We'll go back to penis tomorrow. Just felt like changing it up today. But don't say bi-curious. This music shit is so fucking good now. Because I don't have to adjust the volume anymore. I don't have to adjust shit. It's just done. No. Alarm. Shock. Disturb. Disturb shock alarm. Cross? Shake. Nice. Mark, check, cross, tick. Your, her, our, their. I knew it! I knew there was something there! I saw the vision! None of you saw it! I saw it! Oh, I saw the vision! Truly! What a glorious day! Oh, what a wonderful author. Writer. Writer review. Writer book. Closely watch. No. Closely pen? Closely intricate. Intricate. Deep. Deeply. Deeply book. Lore. Scholar of yore. Yeah. Deeply depth. Depth lore. Vast. Vast lore. Scholar. Learned. Learned scholar. Smart. Smart scholar. Intelligent? Yay! Okay, you see, we're getting better at Lexicon too. We're getting better, boys. Not harsh, because he's washed at everything, but like everyone else. We're like, you see, like MX, good stuff. Kami, Chris, good stuff. Like, we're doing good. The fuck? I gotta do this. Okay. To do it this way is stupid. It's gotta be like some shit like this. Mom, get the camera. What the fuck? Celebrating International Jazz Day. Harsh. Say that again, you washed motherfucker. Get off this page? Why? Please? Alright. Alright, keep your secrets. Why is Kami having a stroke about the saxophone? Anyone else imagine he has like trauma from getting a saxophone shoved up his ass or something? You know, they were... The guy was talking about hummus being shoved up your ass, but what about a saxophone? That's gotta be so much worse. Jesus. I don't give a fuck about sax. Alright. So he says, but we all know he's just misdirecting. Yeah. Anna Cramling's Bash? Don't lose to the bot now. I won't. What could this be? Here! Oh, because it cuts off that diagonal. Cute. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. Oh, very good. Crush him? Yes, sir. There's something I'm missing here. Here? No. Here, here, here. That doesn't make any sense. Hold on. Fuck. I don't know what that was. I don't want to lose too much time for it. Shit. Why the fuck did my music stop? Oh, cute. You won the one you failed? Yep, but I got 5 more after him, so fuck him. Dubs all across the board. Hesitation is defeat. Said by one of the greatest enemies FromSoft has ever created. Ishin, the Sword Saint, the Glock Saint, motherfucker. God, I hate that guy. Are you on the music tab? I am. I don't have a song playing there. Why does your shit always work but mine never work? What the fuck? Because like, I can hear obviously my music. You guys can hear my music, but Tommy can't see it. What the fuck? Alright, just... Alright, just create your own room. I'll just join that one, fuck's sakes. Violent beating. Lugano gripped Ludwig's hand and raised his eyes. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna say it. Kami just gets some kind of enjoyment out of being the room leader instead of me. It's fine, I'm not judging, whatever. Lugano gripped Ludwig's hand and raised his eyes at the green vines intertwining with the cloister's spire, with a sacred emblem of life at its center. A simple depiction of a baby amidst wheat ears, flowers, and spring water. He turned to Noelle and uttered, "I was attacked. Just wrapped up my statement at the police." "Where's Louis?" Noelle asked. Rather than delving into the details of Lugano's assault, she honed in on the whereabouts of Louis. Oh, that could be Kami. Rather than delving into the specifics of Lugano shook his head. "I don't know. He told me to come here after giving my statement and inform you that I was attacked." Noelia's expression shifted to solemnity. In the bustling port district, standing beside the robust grayish-black edifice, Lumion, now garbed in a white shirt, black vest, and brown pants, strode casually. The two guards stationed here lacked guns, only carrying straight swords on their backs and daggers at their waists. "Who are you looking for?" the guards asked. Lumion couldn't comprehend the Highlanders, and without hesitation drew his revolver and pointed it at the sky and squeezed the trigger. Amidst the echo, he slipped between the guards. Amidst the gunshot's echo, he slipped between the guards, entering the castle-like abode. The guards exchanged uncertain glances, but refrained from intervening. One of them dashed towards the port police's station, while the other hurried into the grayish-black building, aiming to report to his superiors. Lumion advanced at a measured pace, beneath the squared stairs of the staff, who hastily sidestepped. He ascended the stairs leading to the committee member's office. As he approached, a figure appeared. Bronze skin, broad and sturdy. The man who had aided the Fisheries Guild president, Fernandez Oro, the man's grandson. Fernandez glared at Lumion, ascending, gritting his teeth. Lumion paid him no heed, maintaining a steady pace. Suddenly, Lumion sensed a significant dimming of the lights. Simultaneously, an intangible force descended from above, entwining his feet, making him feel shorter and his body to sway. Fernandez, in contrast, seemed to grow taller, casting dense shadows. Advancing, Fernandez swung his right fist to Lumion's head. A gusty wind permeated the space, propelling the fist like a hammer. Lumion gazed up as he sensed something erupting. His thighs swelled and his loose brown pants constricted. He grew taller, seemingly out of thin air. A left punch from Lumion met Fernandez's incoming fist in a thunderous collision. Fernandez forced back 2 steps, bore no fear, but a hint of joy. Retreating, his eyes darkened. Lumion, raising his left hand, a dark green light swiftly concentrated on his fingertips. The light transformed into a ray, silently hurtling from towards Lumion. "Devil, how's it going, man?" Fernandez chose the close combat from the start, creating an opening for the ray capable of disrupting the human structure. The dark green danger ray matched the speed of light. Lumion, unable to dodge, could only watch as it struck him between his chest. Yet the dark green ray pierced through, striking only an illusion. Leveraging the ascetic's accumulated strength and clashing with Fernandez, Lumion had seized the chance to arc his back and stand in place like an arc, evading potential sneak attacks. In this dance, he even employed Nice's face, creating the illusion of him still standing upright. Gradually, the ray dissipated, vanishing. Suddenly, a crimson fire erupted from Lumion's body. Transforming into a fireball, he hurled it towards Fernandez. Fernandez's eyes constricted, seemingly challenged. Suddenly, he sidestepped, clenched his right hand, and yanked it down. His massive form stomped, causing the building to sway. In a single stride, he stood before Fernandez, who had just risen. His left fist, wreathed in crimson, nearly white, collided with Fernandez. Without a moment to activate his powers, Fernandez raised his arms to block. The flames erupted as Lumion's punch sent the man flying, crashing into the open side office. Capitalizing on Fernandez's distortion and pain, Lumion followed, rushing into the office and delivering another punch. Flames illuminated the room as the punch explosively struck his chest. The flames were contained by an unseen force, preventing them from entirely obliterating Fernandez's chest. Instead, they crumbled, clouding the target's vision. Expressionlessly, Lumion halted, gazing at the semi-conscious Fernandez. A colossal fireball, nearly white, poised to act as the Reaper. He raised his left hand. In the next instant, the fireball shot forth, honing in on Hernandez. Abruptly, it ascended, passing the target and colliding with the wall behind. The flames burst through the glass window of the wall and ignited the outside of the guild building. Almost simultaneously, Lumion felt as though he had entered a dark and profound void. Once again, he confronted Juan Oro. At that moment, Noelia had rushed to the square where the statue of the Waves stood, shouting towards the building, "Stop!" At the sound of the nun's voice, Lumion sighed, swiveled his revolver and holstered it. Juan and his surrounding void dissipating. A few minutes later, Juan emerged from the building of the Fisheries Guild with his walking stick. Addressing Noelia, he attacked Fernandez. "You must apprehend him." Should I then invite Fernandez to the police station to assist in the investigation of the Aquina street shooting? All of you, calm down and maintain order. Or do you think the church can't handle you? In the final words, the combat nun shifted her gaze to Lumion, issuing a warning. "I don't know anything about the street shooting," Juan said. With that, he turned and limped back to the building. Observing this, Noelia led her combat team to escort Lumion away. "You're making things difficult for us," Noelia said. Superficial order must be maintained. Fortunately, you didn't really kill him, or I would have had no choice but to arrest you. If I wanted to kill him, he wouldn't have survived. Noelia was taken aback. After a few seconds, she spoke. "Are you displaying your attitude, strength, and confidence for the onlookers? Simultaneously wishing for Juan to misjudge your capabilities?" With a smile, Lumion looked forward. Where did the former governors of the sea end up? On the surface, they were dispatched to various locations, Noelia said. However, according to our observations, it takes at least 3 or 4 months, and no more than 3 years, for these governors to mysteriously vanish without a trace. There are often no signs of a struggle, and their families remain unharmed. Returning to the sea, Lumion thought. See, didn't I gain something from dealing with Fernandez? The Church of the Earth Mother is now willing to share more info with him. No one reveals all their cards from the start, she smiled. Once your investigation reaches a certain point, we'll give more. You haven't disclosed the intentions of the church. Street brawls are prohibited. Noelia's eyes flickered as she raised her hand, pointing at arguing pedestrians. Before completing her sentence, she sprinted over with her team, leaving Lumion alone. Late at night, as Lumion was about to retire, he heard a deep, hoarse voice of the Knight of Swords. Clues to the whereabouts of the 2 targets have been found. Is there any chance that, people we really care about could also be, minor arcana or major arcana cards? I don't know if they've included any new major arcana, right? I'm starting to think like, I used to think that maybe major arcana was like a level of strength. Like, hey, once you become a demigod, will allow you to become a major arcana. But maybe what I'm thinking now is it's only the major arcanas of the past, because no one is like, hey, I don't want to take the chance of like adding someone to the order and then Mr. Fool comes back and says like, who the fuck is that guy? Get him out of here, right? It's like, I don't want to be that guy. So then don't make any major arcana cards, because they're like, hey, we don't know if we have that authority, if Mr. Fool alone does. So could it be like, I don't know, my queen, my lovely, my darling, Sharon is somehow part of the tarot club? Like, could she be like a minor arcana under, who would rule Backline? Would it be Judgment? Because Audrey's all about now. Forge is a fucking loser. Alder's all around too. The Sun is not based in Backline. Just Judgment, I guess. Like maybe Sharon and Merrick are like under our major arcana holder, you know? That'd be so cool. So we'd get to see them. Trusting his gut, he turned around, meeting the reflection of the full-length mirror. There stood the disheveled Knight of Swords. Just clues, Lumin mused. The day after hitting Port Santa, they visited Balan at ship rental, asking about renting a boat, and have vanished. Those words sparked a thought in Lumin's mind, quite romantic. If only Nolfi didn't carry the Maiden of the Sea's lineage and this wasn't Port Santa, then romance might have actually been their motive. Port Santa teemed with fishermen, yet not all owned boats. The lower-class ones either worked on vessels for a set pay or pooled funds to rent or buy. In Lumin's contemplation, the Knight of Swords pressed on. Nolfi handled the price inquiry, but Batna cooperated without resistance. Did he truly perceive it as a date? For Intesians, it holds allure. No wonder he didn't resist. Renting a boat for a sea excursion. Was Nolfi planning to intercept the incoming governor of the sea during the ritual, or collide their ship with gunpowder? Then a recollection hit him. Various sources mentioned at crucial points about the sea prayer ritual. The final and the pivotal part unfolded in a special sea area beyond the port. Details and the locations were undisclosed to those who hadn't witnessed it. A new hypothesis formed in Lumin's mind. Nolfi's mother, a fleeing maiden of the sea, likely visited that special sea and might have shared pertinent information with her daughter. Was Nolfi's motive for renting the boat to reach that area? What lays there? The core of the ritual. Did this imply something? An entity or power concealed in that place? Did Nolfi aim to seize the item and establish herself as a permanent governor of the sea? Or obliterate it and terminate the tradition? Destruction might be an easier way. Could the April Fool's key members have orchestrated such a prank to steal the item or its uniqueness? Have they succeeded? The Knight of Swords observed Lumin in silence, not disrupting his contemplation. After a while, Lumin asked, "How did you manage to trace them?" Gathering information from the spirit world and conducting a field investigation. After the departure of from Balan at ship rental, all pertinent information was either concealed or eliminated. Isn't that the premise of certain divinations? Nolfi and Batna didn't take precautions against divination before visiting the rental company, but they did after? That doesn't make any sense. Either you take precautions and do it consistently, or you don't. A more plausible explanation is that the ship rental falls within the fisheries and sea trade related industries, deeply intertwined with the committee members. Nolfi and Batna as outsiders inquiring about a price attracted attention. The note revealing that Nolfi is the child of the Maiden of the Sea may come from the owner of a shareholder of Balan. Lumin's thoughts became clearer. He gazed at the Knight of Swords. "I'll delve deeper into the ship rental company," the Knight of Swords said. "Thank you." Lumin then witnessed the Knight of Swords faintly disappearing. A wraith, Lumin thought? This led him to suspect the Knight of Swords belonged to the Temperance faction of the Church of the Fool. Merrick? Too soon, right? Yeah, immediately Merrick. Late at night in Trier, Franca strolled beneath intermittently lit street lamps, clad in a thick tweed shirt and pants. Even without makeup and deliberately concealing her appearance in the darkness and shadows, numerous inebriated individuals still approached her upon glimpsing her back or side profile. Smack! Franca's ponytail swayed slightly as she sent a particular drunkard flying. The drunkard screamed and vomited. However, those scoundrels came expecting joy and anticipation, only to receive a beating. It was precisely because Franca wanted to experience this and potentially find an opportunity to digest her potion that she didn't sneak through the shadows. After a while, Franca slipped into the shadows and reached the empty room where she met 007 previously. Her associate had mentioned that he'd discovered information about the ancient tomb beside the crazy mushroom cave. However, it wasn't safe to disclose in the Telegram group, no matter how close their bonds. Franca concluded a brief search and found 2 folded sheets of paper. The ancient tomb where you found the Mirror World fragment belongs to a noble family of the 4th epoch. Their last name is Tamara. I haven't located details about the members of that tomb, but I've stumbled upon something odd. I remember hearing Tamara. Is that one of the families who had the Marauder pathway and got fucking wiped by Amon? Abraham, Antigonus, Ammon, Jacob, and Tamar are the 5 great families that established that supported the establishment of the Tudor dynasty. That's what it was. One of the first people to see the blasphemy slate. Yeah. Oh, they wielded the apprentice pathway. Okay. The Marauder family's Jacob. Ah, there it is. Thank you. Not only does the 4th level house Tamara family tomb, but there are also tombs on the 3rd level, such as the Thorns and Shieldwell tombs and Impartial tombs. Why aren't they grouped together? Isn't the Thorns and Shieldwell tomb where Jenna completed her mission? The mission they used as a pretext involved the Tamara family, and the tomb where they found the mirror fragment belonged to them too. Quite a coincidence. I can't access more details of the Tamara family at my level. Figure something out. Franca nodded and resolved to report the entire situation to Madame Judgment. In the early morning, in a house diagonally opposite the motel, Lumion, his appearance transformed, stood by a window, clutching the new ID provided by Valerio. Now, he aimed to play the role of an ordinary bounty hunter who had taken on a confidential assignment, diligently monitoring the adventurer Louis Barry. Given Louis' assertive conduct, it was likely that all the well-informed individuals in Port Santa knew of this adventurer's desire to investigate the sea prayer ritual. The probability was high that Bard and other pivotal members of the April Fool's team were being told. Bro, I'm sleepy, and it's like 8 p.m. What the fuck is happening? I'm so tired. I don't know, I've been having like the weirdest thing. I wake up an hour before my alarm, and then I can't go to bed. It's so fucking cooked. Newman savored the tang of the fermented grape juice brought from a street vendor as he surveyed the suite rented by the adventurer Louis Barry. A little over half an hour ago, Lumin had transformed his appearance and changed into a different outfit, seemingly teleported to a nearby street. Soon enough, Lumin spotted Lugano cautiously heading out to fetch an extra breakfast for Ludwig. A chuckle escaped him. This guy was still spooked from yesterday's attack. However, unless the members of the guild had succumbed to corruption, losing control of their emotions, it was improbable for them to target Lugano. Louis' response the previous day had sent a clear message. If you can't take me out, keep your sights off those around me. You might kill me, but I can do the same. There will come a time when your committee members, your kids and descendants, lack protection. What happens then? Either bring me down or play nice. Faced with such a resolute answer, the Rationale committee members of the guild would know what to do. Moreover, considering his recent behavior and the rumors, he was a daring adventurer reminiscent of Gehrman Sparrow himself. However, Lumin wasn't letting his guard down entirely. Lugano would either have Ludwig's company in the future, or he'd be under Lumin's watchful eye. Ignoring conspiracies at this level was unacceptable for a conspirer. After Lugano returned to his suite on the 5th floor with a heap of breakfast, Lumin avoided looking at the high-backed chair seemingly adorned with a straw hat. He turned on his heel and exited the room. Stepping into the corridor, Lumin spotted a burly man. The man, with brown hair, brown eyes, and rugged skin, held a cigarette between his lips. "Who sent you here to keep an eye on Louis Barry?" the man asked. "Are you not here to watch him yourself?" Lumin said as he chuckled. "I didn't even inquire about your sender. Why the curiosity?" The man contemplated for a moment before nodding and walking away. Lumin strolled past him, ascending the staircase step by step. As he departed, the man's gaze took on an ominous edge. He raised his left hand, delicately twisting the cigarette. Taking a deep breath, he exhaled into the cigarette, and in silence, a slender steel needle shot forth from the tobacco, aimed at Lumin's back. A blow dart originating from certain tribes in the primitive forest. Typically, blow darts were 1 or 2 meters long, making them unsuitable for sneak attacks, but bounty hunters, followers of the God of Steam and Machinery, modified them into a more portable version. While this modification increased probability and its concealed nature, it sacrificed some power and limited its range. The man had concealed the blow dart in the long-mouthed cigarette. His objective, to subdue Lumin and get information about the identity of his employer. The needle flashed past, but Lumin seemed to have anticipated the attack. Just as the man blew air to propel the needle, Lumin bent forward and dodged the dart. With a poof, the needle embedded itself into the staircase. In the next instant, the assailant's eyes widened as Lumin swung a boxing glove, and he fainted. Swiftly recovering from his contorted evasion, Lumin bent down, scooped up the assailant, and dragged him to the room. Taking advantage of his state, Lumin administered a dose of truth serum and calculated the time frame to regain consciousness. I love how Lumin is just a fucking pro since Volume 2 at just drugging people without their consent. He's like, "Oh, you're out? Alright, buddy. Let's start injecting you with the random shit I found on a fucking creepo. You ready?" Examining the unremarkable, ordinary face of his assailant, Lumin listened to his panicked shouts. "I just wanted to incapacitate you and find a spot to interrogate you. The poison is just an anesthetic." "Now, let me ask you again. Who's your employer?" "It's Juan Oro." "Is that so?" "Yes." "No, it's someone else." "Who is it?" "Rubio Paco." "Rubio? Why is he keeping tabs on me?" Lumin nodded and straightened up. "Your breath stinks. Remember to brush your teeth." The assailant looked perplexed. I'm not a fan of brushing my teeth." Lumin shook his head in disdain. Uninterested in the blow dart, he left the room. "Make sure to lock the door behind me," he said as he was leaving. In Trier, Frank and Jenna's rented apartment. They had already received Madame Judgment's response via Rabbit Chazelle. Before departing, the rabbit, adorned with a miniature top hat, shrunken gold-rimmed glasses, and a diminutive black trench coat, made an unusual request. Can I use a custom-made revolver as compensation for delivering the next 5 letters? Sure, Jenna said. Don't give him a revolver, bro. No, we got... Oh my god, we got Furman Sparrow here. Oh my god, this is so over. They have no practical use, but I sure hope the revolver does. She questioned, can't you just conjure one yourself? The bullets need to be custom made too, the rabbit explained. Why does it feel like it has shifted from pursuing knowledge to strength? Franca said. Gina wanted to defend the rabbit, but struggled to find a compelling excuse and said, it's not a bad thing. It could help me in future battles. Moreover, the stronger the messenger, the safer the deliveries. Franca, lacking a messenger, felt a tinge of envy. Bro, imagine Jenna, her fucking messenger becomes stronger than Franca, her teacher, and it's like, damn, you're getting like ultra mega quadruple mogged. The Tamara family, one of the noble families of the 4th Epoch Tudor Empire, held a hereditary duke aristocratic title akin to the Amon you're familiar with, albeit lower in status. In the era when the gods roamed the lands, the families capable of becoming great nobles undoubtedly possessed angelic powers. They were called angel families. According to the information, the Tamara family had existed for many years before Elisa Tudor became the Blood Emperor. They were renowned nobles from a previous age. They had the coat of arms changed once or twice. That is why Tamara was buried on different levels. Initially, their coat of arms consisted of thorns, a shield well, and vertical swords, and later became an open door with vertical swords. This represented a significant change in the family, shifting from being dominated by the justiciar pathway to being dominated by the apprentice pathway. A small number of members of the Tamara family who adhere to the judgment pathway have survived to this day and are secretly active. The other Tamara group have established a close connection with the Demoness family during the Tudor Empire's era. During the 5th Epoch, the secret organization known as the Theosophy Order emerged. It had Demoness figurines originating from Tamara's apprentice pathway. There's a reason to believe that they're still cooperating. This group has been estranged from the other one for years, refusing to acknowledge each other. The Tamaras of the Judgment pathway have also experienced a division. Their situation is unknown. Upon reading this, Franca and Jenna shared the same thought. The Tamara family is indeed connected to the Demonesses. The person who led you to the Tamara family tomb and discovered the Mirror World fragment is likely targeting the special Mirror World and the Demoness sect. Don't worry for the time being, just be vigilant. In the ensuing days, Lumion, along with Lugano and Ludwig, remained unharmed. Port Santa seemed to settle back into a semblance of normalcy. Just as Lumion contemplated taking further action to elucidate all details of the Sea Prayer ritual, the Knight of Swords brought new information. I have identified a suspect involved in the kidnapping of the 2 targets. Should I handle it alone or proceed together? Together, Lumion responded. Little Rabbit Gearman is wild, actually. And imagine, he's so smart, he's beating the piss out of you and saying like, oh, apologies, I just shot you in your scapula. That is a small rounded bone near the back of your shoulder. Like, the fuck? Oh, apologies, it seems I have a rupture to one of your lungs. Your alveoli must be filling with blood at this very moment. They are little sacs that fill with air to rejuvenate your bloodstream with oxygen. Like, the fuck? Lumion, after making this decision, Lumion had a chance to inquire. Who's the suspect? Lato Giaro, the Knight of Swords announced. Lumion recognized this individual. He was a committee member of the Fisheries Guild. Not only did he own shares in 3 large fishing boats in Santa in Port Santa Fisheries Company, but he also was involved in shipbuilding, ice production, and other industries. Lumion asked thoughtfully, what's Lato Lugario's connection to this? He's a creditor of the ship rental company and has arranged employment for many relatives there, the Knight of Swords replied. That adds up. Let's convene at the crossroads of St. Lena Street and Golden Wheat Street. In 3 minutes? He had never set foot in Lato Giario's extended family estate, so he lacked the corresponding spirit world coordinates. His only teleport option was St. Lana Street. Sure, Knight of Swords said. Lumion spent 2 minutes hydrating, donning a vest and straw hat. Only then did the faint glow of the black mark on his shoulder illuminate. He vanished, and at the crossroads of St. Lana and Golden Wheat Street, Lumion materialized, the Knight of Swords, now sporting a disheveled brown hair, a flaxen-colored shirt, and brown vest, stood at the fringe of the moonlight. While others may, his face and oppressive eyes hinted at an underlying transformation, as if he could shed his human guise at any moment. While others may dismiss these subtleties, Lumion, being an ascetic, possessed a higher sensitivity to such situation. Temperance, indeed, Lumion mused. Bro, have you ever considered embracing inevitability? Lumion thought. As an alms monk or an ascetic, you'd spare yourself from enduring so much. Of course, Lumion merely toyed with the idea and would never actually propose it. Without the right stroke of luck, the boon of an evil god could gradually corrupt Beyonders within the potion system, eventually transforming them into monsters. Let's proceed, the Knight of Swords said. The Knight of Swords nodded. Lumion took the lead to say. The Knight of Swords nodded as they followed the shadows along the street. Soon they reached a 5-story building. Observing the windows and the grayish-blue exterior, the Knight of Swords pointed at a specific glass pane. That's Lato's bedroom. He and his wife sleep in separate rooms. What's your plan? Lumion said. Sneak in and take control of the target. Straightforward and a bit crude. They likely have more than just ordinary Beyonders. Some may have gained powers through a sea prayer ritual. Lumion recalled the characteristics of a wraith and said, okay. With those words, his form dissolved into a shadow, merging with the darkness, and the Knight of Swords beside him had already vanished. Utilizing the shadows, Lumion deftly infiltrated Lato's room. In an instant, his target came into view. The middle-aged man, with slightly curly hair and dark brown eyes, greeted Lumion's sight. His gaze turned to that one of fear, and his body froze. In the reflection within each eye of the guild committee member, Lumion spotted a pale-faced Knight of Swords. Observing Lato losing control of his body, Lumion stepped out of the shadow and returned to his original form. A heaviness enveloped the air around him. Apart from this, nothing seemed amiss. With a controlled step, Lumion approached Lato. He refrained from resorting to the direct use of the spell of Harumph. First, the other party already seemed powerless. Secondly, Lumion hesitated due to the uncertainty of whether the spell of Harumph would incapacitate both of them, given the forceful possession of Lato by the Knight of Swords. Retrieving a bottle of sedative from the Bliss Society, Lumion unscrewed the cap and brought it to his nose. Fanning the opening with his hand, the committee member closed his eyes and went unconscious. Remarkably, still standing. The Knight of Swords maintained absolute control over Lato's body. This is even simpler than employing teleportation in the spell of Harumph. I've faced many Beyonders before, but never have I seen one subdued without even laying a hand on them. I strolled up, administered the sedative. A wraith truly is an exceptional ally. The Bliss Society... yes, the wraith remains impervious to these gases, though. The sedative had no effect on him at all. He returned the Bliss Society sedative to his pocket and retrieved the canister of truth serum, seizing the moment, administering nearly a third of it to Lato. Within 20 or 30 seconds, Lato awoke. He first encountered Louis Barry, adorning his face with a faint smile. Subsequently, he discovered himself seated in a chair. Lato attempted to scream, but his vocal cords rebelled. Have you grasped your situation? Lumion spoke. Fear etched on Lato's face, rendering him unable to nod or even respond. While he possessed certain abilities, Lato was certain he wouldn't suffice against the legendary adventurer Louis Barry. What do you want? Lato asked. I have a few questions. Answer them, and I may consider letting you live until tomorrow. What do you want? Are Nolfi and Batna with you? Yes, they're locked up in the basement. They're alive. I just need to use them. For what? To use them to lead you to the location of the sea sacrifice ritual and guide you to rent a boat there. So you wrote the note. How do you plan to guide me? I want you to discover that Nolfi and Batna intend to rent a boat and head out to sea. Then I'll arrange for them to seize an opportunity to escape and relay something to you, letting you know the significance of the sea area. And then, what they will tell you is the truth, but they are unaware of one thing. Never engage a child of the sea in a sea battle. Juan waits you in that region ready to bury you. So the guild planted a deceptive trail about the clues of Nolfi, posing a turncoat to lure me in. If I hadn't revealed my intent to investigate, exposing Nolfi and Batna, they may have already been sleeping with the fishes. You haven't even started your investigation. How did you find me? Lato said. You merely sent your interpreter to inquire about Nolfi and the others' whereabouts. There was no follow-up. Do you think I'm here alone? I represent the will of many. Numerous comrades lurk in the shadows of Port Santa. Lato felt a chill through his body. Where does your power come from? Lumion asked. From the sea. Each prayer ritual grants us strength. Fortunately, the last ritual failed. We received no replenishments for 2 years, and everyone weakened to varying degrees. Or Juan would have finished you long ago, casting your lifeless form into the wave square. Similar to a boon. Theoretically, even without replenishment, a boon's power will wane. Bro, how many more fucking power systems is this dumb fuck introducing? We had a great power system, very complex, very thorough. Why are you adding so much shit? Just leave it. Boons, like, alright, I kinda get it. You're gonna add this shit? The Sea Prayer Ritual is a large-scale boon-seeking ritual with the governor of the sea as the primary sacrifice. Lato contemplated for a moment before saying, he serves as both the sacrifice and the host. Juan, Oro, and we act as the assistant hosts. The Sea Prayer Ritual is essentially a marriage to the sea and appeasing it. The boon is a byproduct. Marriage to the sea? Lato rarely divulged details of the Sea Prayer Ritual, speaking with a weighty demeanor. Yes, the governor of the sea ties the knot with the sea, quelling its violence and bringing it peace. They truly become the spouse of the sea. As an assistant and deputy host, we also gain varying degrees in Port Santa, although they are limited. So the governor of the sea is synonymous with the husband of the sea, and the assistant and deputy host are like close friends or family attending the wedding. Those with a sea bloodline are akin to children attending a wedding, typically gaining some candy. Does the governor of the sea engage in those acts with the sea? Of course! After the wedding, the sea will bind itself to the 4 maidens. Through their union with the governor, the first child of each maiden is a noble and pure sea bloodline, possessing the strongest of powers. Bro, imagine you're doing it with your wife or whatever, and it's just like genuinely just like, it just sounds like fucking flopping around in the ocean. It's like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Why 4 and not 1 maiden of the sea? It's because individual humans can't endure the vastness, expansiveness, weight, and transcendence of the sea. Enough partners are needed to share the burden. The more I listen, the more ominous this becomes. Marrying a maiden of the sea is akin to marrying a remnant of the sea's power. It's no wonder they're highly valued and their destinies change. The only challenge is acknowledging and loving their wife's first child. And the governor of the sea can withstand the passion of the sea? And it was for a time. One of the two crucial purposes of the vigil ritual is to utilize the house and some of the sea spawn concealed within to transform the governor of the sea's body, enabling him to withstand the violent sea. The sea is a dominatrix. That is why the governor of the sea can only serve for a year. Even with the transformation, they won't endure long. Consumable. The husband of the sea's consumable item. Why would the governor of the sea return to the sea after leaving office? No one knows exactly, but there's a conjecture. Juan believes that the sea doesn't allow those who were once its husband to start a new life. A possessive dominatrix. And I believe that the modification of the vigil ritual and the intrusion of the spousal intercourse and the influence of maritime authorities and more like a sea, make the governor of the sea more and more like a sea creature and less like human. What exactly is the sea you're referring to? Is it a natural spirit or a creature beyond controlling the sea? Sea spawn? Like the wrinkled monsters that can disguise themselves as devils? And the long black insects? Yes, Lata responded. We, the children of the sea, are the spawns of the sea. One of our duties is to guide certain sea spawn from the depths to settle on land using our powers. So the insects that are from like another planet are from here. So basically this is like something akin to the sailor pathway powers from an evil god. What's the other vital purpose of the vigil? Don't you understand what weddings are about? Well, there's the exchange of rings, and the vigil rituals modify the governor of the sea's body, attaching a unique trait to a fixed golden ring, matching it to the sea bride's identity. Unique golden ring. And then, during the last year's April Fool's prank, Fringe members received orders to acquire a gold ring from Torres and conceal it within the lamb sacrifice stomach. And following the completion of the other rituals, the governor of the sea will take the ring and cast it to the sea before the ship, and utter in a unique language from the depths. We espouse thee, O sea, as a sign of true and perpetual dominion. Yeah, but Kami, what a good year though. The return ring carries symbolic weight, signifying authority over the waters. Just as the waters encompassing Port Santa, from the indications it seems it's not the true sea, but rather something that specifically affects this area of water. How do you express those words in that language? Gato contemplated for a moment before emitting a chattering sound. Under the influence of the language comprehension charms, Lumen failed to grasp its meaning. Simultaneously, he observed the Knight of Swords, shaking his head. If the Knight of Swords truly belongs to the Temperance faction, he should possess some knowledge of the Southern Continent languages. Additionally, with his high sequence and extensive tenure, he must have experienced most supernatural tongues. Does this mean it's not from the language of the Southern Continent, let alone Hermes, Dragonese, Elvish, or other mystical languages? Are you certain those words translate to "we espouse thee"? Probably. This is a language passed down from ancient times, existing in the sea prayer ritual. There's only a few sentences. He doesn't know. Lumen sense it might be more akin to Lato's description, more akin to open sesame. The folks of the Fisheries Guild in Milo Village have been akin to individuals Aurora and Franca spoke of, employing a peculiar language, its true meaning eluding them. As Lumen pondered, his expression remained unchanged. Does the governor of the sea safeguard the ring? No. In addition to the governor of the sea, the maidens of the sea, and the sailors in charge of the ship, there are 4 pure-blooded children of the sea acting as deputy hosts. They guide the governor and maiden through the ritual stages, teaching the unique call to marriage. The golden ring is held with one of the deputy hosts and handed over to the governor when he needs it. Did the ritual fail last year? Did the imposter seek your help? Yes. For some reason, the ritual failed. The sea's rage claimed the lives of the governor of the sea and 4 children of the sea. Only the maidens and sailors survived. 4 deputy hosts are dead? The individuals with the best chance of substituting the ceremonial ring had all perished. Lumin thought for a moment. What happened to the surviving maidens of the sea and sailors? They're alive, but under strict surveillance. Maybe it was 10 years, but if it were a year now? Yeah, probably. I'm just saying, it depends is the answer. I think if you take someone who's like really downtrodden, is like, just their life is just fucking shit. Now, what shit is subjective, I want to be clear. But someone who's like genuinely hates their life and you go like, hey, I'll give you 1 really good year. Like, I mean, you'll be so excited to wake up every fucking day. You won't want to go to bed, okay? You'll enjoy life that much for a whole year. But then you gotta check out early. I feel like there's a lot of people who take that bet. Would I? No. But I also kind of like my life in general. Like, now, work is shit. But it's not complete shit, you know? It's like 60-40, you know, whatever, we deal. Right? But like, everything outside of work, like, I genuinely like my life. I like going to the gym. I like playing games. I like fucking driving. There's like, you know, going on bike rides. There's so much shit I like to do. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I agree. But I'm sure there's people who would. Shifting gears, Lumion asked, did the sailors transport the sacrificial lambs and other offerings for the marriage of the sea to the deck? Yes, Lato said. Sailors handle such laborious tasks. Within the ranks of the sailors, one may be Bard, Mad Lady, or Ultraman. And if the other side held a strong beyond her power, a mystical item from the Marauder pathway, they could snatch the genuine ring with the exchange and swap it. It wouldn't be a surprise with the Marauder pathway. Tell me of the 4 maidens of the sea and the survivors from the last year. Lato recalled the details from his memories. Were all the participants in the sea sacrificial part checked thoroughly? Absolutely no unauthorized items allowed on board to maintain this ritual's integrity. Only before the ship reaches its destination, Juan will vigilantly oversee using his powers. What powers does Juan Oro have? Lumin asked. Only 1 year. Harsh. You wouldn't take that bet, buddy. You wouldn't take that. Come on, but because if you do that, you'll never get to find out what the One Piece is. The One Piece is real! You want to know? Everyone wants to know. God damn, my hair looks good as fuck, boys. Holy shit. Lock me up. Oh my god. The One Piece is the friends we made along the way. Nah. Oda wouldn't cuck us like that, I have faith. Language of the Stars? Yo, someone teach it to that bum called Fours. Why do I hate her so much? I don't know, she's just a lazy bitch. Lato struggled to keep silent, but the words burst out of him. He's the most powerful amongst us all. Before joining the guild, he served as a deputy host of the sea, a whopping 11 times. He gained numerous boons and established a solid connection. He can fly, if he's not afraid of losing lifespan. He can take control of these waters on behalf of the governor. He possesses other abilities, though they're rarely revealed. We don't even know. What we do know is that the failures of last year's power weakened him significantly. Bro, this is him significantly weakened? He is kind of goated, though. This motherfucker just makes you... Oh, God, just... No. Harsh, it won't be. It won't be disappointing. I'm telling you. It'll be great. I have faith. Because imagine, if it was bad. You remember that one kid who Oda told One Piece to before the kid died? If it was bad, the kid would have beat his cancer just to shit on it and then quote tweet it for all of eternity and make $1 quadrillion. But it was so good, the kid said, "My time has come to an end," and passed away peacefully. R.I.P. kid. It's a good ending, I know it. Lotso paused. First and foremost, we are astronomers. Our expertise lies in observing the stars. Keep in mind that the annual sea prayer ritual doesn't have a fixed date. It could happen at any day during the first week of November. This is because to enter that special area to communicate with the sea, the stars need to be in a specific position to open the corresponding passageway. And the ending is Jesus Christ harsh. Okay, you're making fun of a kid who died. You fucking heartless bitch. God. Kami, shoot that man. The date of a similar phenomenon varies from year to year. Astronomers with sufficient information must predict it in advance. The idea of Fisheries Guild committee members being astronomers seems comical and absurd. Secondly, we are humans who worship the sea and the cosmos. We can receive revelations and guidance from fate and change in our tides, the waves of the sea and the trajectories of the stars. Many times we refer to such revelations and the guidance as the language of the stars. That sounds pretty fucking dangerous. How do you know it's not something risky like Boris or Ludwig? Furthermore, we are descendants of the sea and the cosmos, serving as clergymen who offer sacrifices to them. We can manipulate the power of the land to immobilize the target. We can emit rays from the cosmos, causing damage to the enemy's body structure and weakening them. Without the corresponding superpowers to treat them, they will face an agonizing death. Bug, how's it going, man? Bro, they have a cancer ray? That gun that makes, like, irreversible agony, that's just a cancer ray. What the fuck? Have you guys seen the clip of the cancer ray that I'm talking about over there?
Oh, what'd that do?
I don't know.
Oh no, Carl! I'm so sorry. It's a cancer ray!
Harley Quinn gave me cancer?
Why would they even make this?
Well, that's it, kid. I'm gonna spend the holidays with my kids.
I'm so sorry!
Good bit, good bit. From a mystical perspective, the beyonder characteristics of the children of the sea involve the land and the cosmos. According to Aurora's knowledge, it encompasses gravity, radiation, and electromagnetism. Furthermore, due to gravity and electromagnetism, they possess some illusory and spatial abilities. Hey, you're children of the sea, not children of the stars. Why don't I see many sea-related powers? We are also navigators of the sea and the cosmos. We can find the right path under any circumstance, guided by the performance of the sea and the stars. Without our guidance, ships can't enter that special water even on the correct date. That's why Nolfi insisted on returning to Port Santa before setting off. Though she knew the coordinates and the route from her mother, she had never reached it if she wouldn't have set off from Port Santa. That spawn came to land from their seabed also rely on our abilities in this area to survive the fog, vortex, and storms without losing their way. Navigators. Death navigators. Have you ever heard of a strange fish called death navigators? Yes, they are also spawn of the sea. We suspected they are transformed from their governors who returned to the sea. Alright, Chris. Bro, alright. I just burped. I'm sleepy, shut up. They should still be fused with the sea, so future generations will be born, but their strength is inferior to ours. In the past, they only roamed these waters. In the recent years, for some reason, they swim out and return occasionally. After the sea prayer failed last year, the situation became even more frequent. Did the failure of these rituals cause the Death Navigators to go out more frequently? Do they lure sailors to those special waters? We can still manipulate the waves to an extent and influence the tides, but we cannot compare to Juan, much less the governor of the sea. It's more like a child of the sea. That's why you think it's easier to bury me in the sea, Lumion thought. Nodding at the Knight of Swords, Lumion turned to Lato. Last request, release Nofi and Batna. With that, Lumion walked to the window. Simultaneously, the Knight of Swords who possessed Lato vanished, and he regained control of his body. I thought you'd kill me once you got that information. Otherwise, wouldn't it expose the fact that you have hidden helpers, the faction behind you? Lumion didn't look back and continued. To you, this may be important, but not to me. He pressed his golden hat on and smiled. Oh, he's so Luffy. Just as Lato was about to say something, he saw the body of the adventurer suddenly turn black and transform into a shadow. After staring at the darkness for a while, Lato adjusted the collar of his robe and headed to the basement to release Nofi and Batna. Opposite the building where his family resided, beneath a row of verdant trees, Lumion leaned leisurely against the black gas street lamp pole. Are you really not going to kill him? The Knight of Swords said. If we kill him, who's going to tell Juan that I have powerful heroes? He couldn't just toss the tarot cards on Lato's corpse now, could he? Furthermore, the problem lay in the fact that no one knew that Louis Barry was a minor arcana holder. Upon hearing this, Lumion's response, the Knight of Swords pondered for a moment before vanishing. Before long, Batna emerged from the house where Lato's family resided. Upon seeing Lumion, they felt a little ashamed. Thank you for saving us, Nolfi said. I'm well aware of Nolfi's intentions and haven't been deceived by her. I sympathize with the tragic fate of those sea spawn and hope to help her. What tragic end will it lead to? Lumion looked at Nolfi. The committee members seemed quite pleased. Nolfi fell silent before saying all maidens of the sea and their children eventually transform into lizard-like humanoid creatures. You know who the Knight of Swords is, right? Is it Merrick? I was making that up. Is it Merrick? Ain't no fucking way. Bro, if this motherfucker's only a sequence 5 right now, what a fucking bum. No, I'm kidding. Not everyone can be fucking becoming angels in this time frame. I'm just kidding. He's fine. Perhaps later, my mother passed away because she was attacked by assassins sent by the guild and wanted to die as a human. Like you would do better? Bug, I would be an angel in quicker than you've ever seen it, okay? Quicker than any man ever. I would be the best. I would be the best beyonder. I would make the best deals. No one is better at deals than me. No one better at beyonder than me, okay? In that case, if you guys don't get that, I'm doing a Trump impression, I apologize. In that case, the humanoid lizard at Rubio's house is a common sight in such families. Why the need for secrecy? Lumion turned to Batna. Did you know she would become a lizard? Yes. Then do you know what the lizard looks like? Nolfi asked. As she spoke, the rather attractive female adventurer's eyes widened. Shimmering, illusory scales appeared on her body. Batna frightened. Lumion continued to ask Nolfi, why don't you rent a boat at a nearby port and find a sailor to sail over? Why rent from here? Nolfi undid the phantom scales, reverting to her original appearance. In Port Santa, people often rent boats for fishing and sightseeing. It should be ordinary. Did you know that last year's sea prayer ritual failed and the guild will be on high alert investigating everyone? Besides, the sea prayer ritual is only a few days away. It's inevitable to pay attention to those who rent boats. The ritual failed last year? Nolfi asked. You want to end the ritual with just the two of you? What gave you that kind of confidence? Lumion said. As long as I can enter those waters and find the place. I have a way to destroy everything. Palace? Lumen's eyes twitched. When my mother was possessed by the sea, she saw a strange palace through her spirituality, located at the bottom of the sea. The palace of the sea. With the knowledge we have, it would be Gojo over for all of us. Nah, I have amnesia. I just forget. I would die, don't get me wrong, but it'd be like the dumbest. I'd come to this world, I just stare at the moon and be like, wow, that's so pretty. Wait, that is... Chris, stop, you're lying. Wait, stop, I made a joke! Dude, am I still You're lying. Stop. Kami, is that true? Kami, confirm or deny? Dude, am I still goated with the sauce? Hold on. No, I'm not saying you're lying, but you could be fucking with me, Chris. Stop. What, is he from the southern continent? Am I supposed to know this? Okay, so that's a Bro, am I goated with the sauce? Oh, I said that just before. Oh my god. I'm actually goated with the sauce. What the fuck? You're lying. Truly. Palace. Lumen hadn't anticipated gaining information. Oh my god, but if Merrick's here, Merrick is Sharon's little bitch. He wouldn't do anything without Sharon. So Sharon's also got to be part of this. There's no way. Oh my god. Sharon might actually be a Tarot Club member. Boys, we're cooking. We're fucking burning the kitchen down. What the fuck? Merrick reaching sequence 5 is good. Yeah, he kind of a bitch, but like he's a add-on for Sharon, so we gotta deal with him. You know, it is what it is. Can't have Sharon without Merrick, so we gotta deal with this bitch. So he's fine. Palace. Lumen had anticipated getting information that Lato lacked. What does this palace look like? My mother couldn't give a detailed description. She just mentioned that the palace is unlike any structure on land, boasting a peculiar design, with smooth curves and a reflective metallic sheen. Lumen envisioned the palace based on Nofi's accounts, though lacking specifics, he could only get an approximate image. If that's truly the Sea Palace, do you believe the two of you can bring it down? If you struggle against Lato and his crew, how will you bring down the sea? How will you escape the sea's fury? I have my way, Nofi said. Could a child of the sea, likely below sequence 7, truly destroy the Sea Palace? Was Nofi's confidence rooted in the collaboration of others? Had she not returned to Port Santa without preparations? Lumen shifted his gaze to Batna. Batna, who had inadvertently distanced himself from Nofi, resheathed his rapier and concealed his revolver. Sensing Lumen's scrutiny, he grinned sheepishly. I'm just here for support and to command the ship. You may not know, but I served as a second mate for a while before becoming an adventurer. Simply implying. The fuck? I don't know about her plan either. Whether she succeeds or not doesn't really matter. I fulfilled my duty as a lover by providing some assistance. I can tell that you come from a good home based on your attire and grooming. Initially, I thought you ran away from home enchanted by Gearman's stories, but now it seems your family recommended you to be a second mate to get some experience. After a while, you resigned and chose the path of an adventurer. Lumion glanced at Batman and said, "Do you realize how dangerous the situation is?" "I didn't think they'd be that strong. Nofi and I have sparred before," Batna said. "What are your plans moving forward?" Lumion looked at Batna. Or Lumion looked at Nofi. "We've been exposed and targeted. Our original plan is no longer viable. I intend to lay low until the ritual concludes." "Why not just leave?" Batna interjected. Believing that once Nofi's motives and identities were revealed, she would abandon this plan. "If the ritual succeeds and I'm still in Port Santa, I will gain a boon. Although it may have hastened my transformation, it can also enhance my strength." Batna stared blankly, but no words escaped him. "Both a blessing and a curse," Lumion remarked. As Louis Berry prepared to depart, Nofi once again expressed her gratitude. "I don't know how to express my gratitude. If you need any help, please come to me." "Me too," Batna chimed in. Lumion's gaze swept across them too. "Coincidentally, I have something for you too." "Just shoot," Nofi said. Having bid farewell to them, Lumion stealthily returned to the motel. Emerging from the darkness of the master bedroom, he found the Knight of Swords. "Why do you always appear like a scene from ghost stories?" "Thank you for your assistance," Lumion critiqued. "After controlling Lato, it seems you've altered your original plan." Quite perceptive. "But I changed my mind perhaps a little earlier or later than the moment you specified." "How can an original plan be executed without any changes? It's not the mark of a conspirer, but an omnipotent one. During the planning process, one must adjust their approach based on feedback, new information, and changes." The Knight of Swords listened and silently vanished. Lumion allowed himself to relax, washed up, and retired to bed. Following breakfast provided by the motel, he directed Lugano to take Ludwig to the streets for some snacks. Observing them leave, Lumion returned to the master bedroom and pulled out an armchair and settled in. After an undeterminate period of time, he noticed glimmers in the depths of the darkness. He felt suspended in midair. Lumion maintained a stoic expression as he gazed into the profound void. From a distance, Juan Oro approached. Lumion looked at the old man with no surprise. Juan trembled as he spoke, and Milo Village was once obliterated, along with the sea spawn that ventured onto land, yet here we stand. As long as the sea endures, as long as the cosmos persists, as long as Port Santa remains a forbidden land for death, we can resurface from the sea's depths, regardless of the blows we are dealt. We can rebuild the village and initiate the prayer anew, attested by the clergymen of the Earth Mother, their combat ascetics and their nuns. If we, the children of the sea, are truly pushed to the edge of a precipice, we possess the courage, determination to drag our enemy into the abyss, because we firmly believe in our indestructible spirit. You share all this with me to convey that the Fisheries Guild and Milo Village are unafraid of threats, possessing both ability and courage. Furthermore, suggesting that you will continue to endure, akin to a warning cautioning me not to go too far, or you won't hesitate to engage. Juan's eyes reflected the image of a black-haired, green-eyed adventurer, Louis Berry. What do you and the forces you represent desire? What is your aim? We will not tolerate the disruption of the ritual, nor abandon the foundations laid in Port Santa. Realizing that Louis Berry is not only formidable but also backed, they must perceive me as a tough adversary. If they were to confront me head-on, they might find it challenging to prevail. Hence he's here to negotiate. Leaving both sides with Lumion showed no surprise, glanced around and said, "Isn't there a chair? I prefer discussing while seated." After a brief silence, the armchair reappeared behind Lumion. Lumion gazed at Juan. "Would you believe me if I told you I never intended to disrupt the ritual?" "Never intended to disrupt the ritual." "As long as you spare the innocent, like the fake governor of the sea, cooperation isn't out of the question." "Room died?" Oh, bro, it is you. Yeah, because you're doing this shit. Because, fuck it, it's chilling when I do it. It's fucking you, Kami. It is you. Because I never have this shit. It's you. You're all fucked up. Make one then? Okay. I mean, we're almost done at this point. What the fuck does it even matter? But just to do it, sure. Sent Kami. That was before the split, Kami. This is the final chapter. Yep. Yeah, bro, you're out of your fucking mind if you think I'm reading 13, 14 chapters every fucking day, okay? You guys need to figure this shit out. No fucking chance. Cooperation. Juan couldn't conceal his astonishment. He scrutinized the adventurer who had forcibly intervened in the guild affairs, blown up the main building, and nearly killed his grandson. Yes, cooperation. There's like 30 chapters that can't be broken. I'm gonna break them, Kami, okay? Ain't no fucking... You think I'm gonna read 30 chapters in one day? Are you out of your fucking mind? Ain't no chance. We're doing like 6 chapters at a time. We're doing that over a week, okay? We're doing that over 5 days. Are you nuts? You must be out of your goddamn mind. Easy did it? At some point you'll have to? Nah, doubt it. Into 3 parts for you? Thank you, Chris. Okay, see, 10 chapters? We can do 10. We can do 10 apiece, no problem. 30 chapters in one day? Are you guys out of your... Bro, okay, assuming 1 chapter per 10 minutes, which is like a great pace that I can't really keep up for amazing, okay? That I can't keep up for a long time. That's 5 hours of straight reading. You're out of your fucking mind. That's like a 7-hour stream in reality. 7.5. Bro. You better get Sal in here to donate like 300 subs, because ain't no fucking way I'm doing that, okay? Ain't no fucking way. Alright, we'll call it there, guys. That bum bitch... That bumbling bum bitch is starting stream in like 20 minutes, so I'll give you guys some time back. Alright. And that's it, guys. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Bye.